You don't need to go far or speculate to know or predict what the MAGA right is going to do tonight and tomorrow and over the next few days when it comes to the election results. They are going to claim fraud. How do we know this? Because they're telling us. Much like we figured out in the summer of 2020 that the Trump campaign was going to be claiming fraud over mail-in ballots and other things in the 2020 election, they're telling us they're going to do it. Here is Trump lawyer Christina Bobb, who also is an anchor on the right-wing channel Right Side Broadcasting. This is last night in Vandalia, Ohio. And she says, if any results are delayed beyond early in the morning, tomorrow morning, they are going to claim fraud. Listen to this.
We do have a better chance of knowing who won and who lost an election.
I think so. I expect to know who won by like the middle of the night, maybe very, very early Wednesday morning. If we don't, and if Democrats try to extend the vote, I think they're going to have a very, very hard time doing it with any level of credibility.
All right. Now, did you see what she just did there? She slipped something in that's totally incoherent. She says, if we don't have the results early tomorrow morning and Democrats try to extend the vote, no one's extending the vote. Okay, extending the vote is allowing more time for people to vote. That's not even at issue here, okay? She's already mixing two different things, and they love to do this. One thing is just allowing people to continue to, the rules are clear. You have to get your absentee ballots in. If you're in line at the time that polls close, you're allowed to vote, and beyond that, that's it. Separately, there's the issue of how quickly are votes counted, and we'll get back to that in a moment.
In 2020, they were able to do it because they claimed COVID, and they had this excuse, which we all know was baloney, because they had to go find more ballots and do all of their ballot harvesting.
None of that happened. That's just a lie. There's no evidence for that whatsoever.
But I think that's going to be really hard to do tomorrow, because everybody knows, like, you should be able, there's no reason you can't have a tally. And for a state, let's say there's 4 million voters in Michigan or Ohio, and they get through 3.5 million by midnight. You're telling me you can't get through another 500,000 in a couple hours? I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Now, what she doesn't mention is that the reason that in a lot of the states they stop counting at a certain time, or it takes a long time, is because of rules that Republican legislatures and secretaries of state have put in place. Many states, as a result of laws enabled by Republican legislatures, aren't allowed to even start counting mail-in ballots until after the polls close. You could have the mail-in ballots counted as they come in or at designated times. You could say, okay, on November 7th, we'll count everything that's come in and we'll get a very good jump start on getting those final numbers. Republican legislatures, in many cases, say we don't count anything until the polls close. In other states, the legislatures decide you stop counting at a certain time, 10, 11 p.m., midnight, and you don't start until the next day, no matter how close you are. So Christina Bobb now wants to make it seem it's very suspicious. I mean, listen, if you're almost done counting at midnight, just keep counting. They pass laws saying that you can't do that. And it is almost certain that, listen, we have to know what to expect. If Pennsylvania is close, and it may be Shapiro's going to easily defeat Mastriano, but Oz Fetterman could be very close. We could be talking about hundreds or thousands of votes making the difference. When they stop counting, we're not going to know. And there's not going to be anything inherently suspicious about that. These are the rules that the state legislature put in place. So they are telling us what they're planning to do. They are going to use this to try to steal some races, as they did in 2020. And we have to be prepared. There's two things. From a legal standpoint, Democrats have to be prepared to prevent shenanigans. But from an emotional standpoint, we all have to be ready not to react when they go, oh, it's so suspicious. They brought in ham sandwiches at 11:30. It was the wrong number of sandwiches. And there were 2 Orthodox Jews, and they still brought ham. And that's very suspicious. It's probably because Fetterman stole it, right? We have to remember these people are nuts, okay? And not to get fired up. We know what the processes are in states like this. We went through the Pennsylvania thing 2 years ago, and not to allow them to rile us up. But they're going to try. They're going to claim fraud. Carrie Lake will claim fraud in Arizona. She'll just claim victory if we don't know the results. If she doesn't win, they're going to do it. They're telling us that they're going to do it. Plastic is everywhere we look, and not enough is being done about it. 100 billion plastic bags are used and thrown away every year, but you can help make a change. Our sponsor, Hold On, makes trash and kitchen bags that are heavy duty, plant-based, non-toxic, and 100% home compostable, which means they break down in weeks rather than decades. They don't fill up our landfills. They don't pollute our oceans. Their Zip Seal kitchen bags come in sandwich or gallon bag sizes to fit your needs. And the best part about Hold On bags is they work. I use them at home. They're just as good as all of the name brand bags. You fill them up, they stretch, and they don't break. Everybody uses trash bags and freezer bags. If you care about the planet, you can do something by using Hold On bags instead, and it's a really easy way to do your part. Go shop plant-based bags to replace single-use plastics all over your home. You'll save 20% when you go to holdonbags.com/Pacman and use the code Pacman. The link is down below.